Hi, it's Penny here, and today we are going to be putting together my TBR for the month of August, so my reading plans for the month of August. And I have to admit, during June and July, I have gotten quite far behind on things, mainly because of house moving stuff, and haven't entirely finished the house moving activities, so August could be a disaster for that as well. But I would also like August to be a month of catching up. So there's kind of 4 weeks in the month of August. I'm still going to do the thing where I pick one physical book and one audiobook for each week in August. I said there's 4, there's kind of 5, the first week having started already as I'm filming this. And during that week, I'm going to be continuing Oathbringer. I'm already partway through it, and I expect I'm not going to have finished it by the end of that first week, but I'm just pretending that I could. I'm also reading the first binding by R.R. Verdi, which is another really long epic fantasy book. I won't explain what either of those are, but I'm going to be reading those in the first week of August. Possibly they're going to spill over and continue to ruin all the rest of my plans. But let's pretend like we're making a realistic TBR, so let's try not to let things get out of control too much. In that second week of August, I'm going to continue the theme of catching up. I have the audiobook of I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. This one is about this couple, I think, kind of driving somewhere together, and everything is not what it seems. I think they're kind of reminiscing about their relationship and talking about the future of it. I have seen the movie of this, so I know some of the twists and turns along the way, but I also would like to see if the book is more understandable. I suspect it's not. So I've got that on audiobook. And as well, I did pick for my July TBR Severance by Ling Ma, which is about kind of this zombie pandemic type situation. Can't remember the exact details, but some kind of like pandemic happens, and we're following this woman who just keeps going to work even when it seems quite clear that she shouldn't be doing that anymore. I've heard really great things about this, so I'd like to pick up the ebook of that. And then also, did I say I was just going to pick one physical book and one audiobook each week? Well, I probably lied, because that week I also want to pick a book from my physical TBR pile. Now, I put both of these books on my June and July TBRs. I didn't get to them, so we're just going to start again, and we're going to pick one of these books to also try and read that week. Both of these are pretty short, so I'm hopeful that I can read them as well as finishing off Oathbringer, as well as reading Severance. Am I still being delusional? Maybe. I'm going to use my TBR Machine website that spits out random reading prompts to pick which one of these I pick up first in that first week. But I do also have another slot for the TBR Machine later in the TBR, so we'll do it when I get to that. So then, in that third week of August, I would like to finally start Gideon the Ninth, or the Locked Tomb series. So I have read the very beginning of Gideon the Ninth at one point when I only had access to ebooks, and I have the ebook, and I really enjoyed it, but I just didn't want to start any new series until now. I'm now getting a lot of the series that I had in progress finished, and so I want to start this one. I'm actually secretly hopeful that I could read Gideon the Ninth and Harrow the Ninth, but is that delusional? Yes, maybe the theme of this TBR is actually being delusional. But I'm only going to put Gideon the Ninth on the TBR. I'm going to keep my other delusions to myself. So Gideon the Ninth, if you don't know about it, is about this world where it's not really clear what's going on. Seems like there's these different planets, and Gideon the Ninth lives on the 9th planet. She really wants to leave though, but is not allowed to until in this book she makes a deal with the head of the house that if she accompanies them on this mission to this other place to learn something, that if she helps with that, then she'll gain her freedom. From everything I've heard about this series, I think everything is not as it seems, and I'm just really keen to get into it. And I really liked the tone of the writing, which is also true for the audiobooks that I want to pick up that week. So I want to continue the Innkeeper Chronicles by Alona Andrews. I think the one that I will be up to is One Fell Sweep. This series, we follow this woman named Dina who runs an inn in this world where all the supernatural creatures of the world are in fact aliens, but when they come to Earth they stay in these inns, and it's the innkeeper's jobs to keep the aliens secret and safe from humans, and also keep humans safe from the aliens. And Dina is running kind of this new inn, trying to build up its reputation, as well as trying to find out what happened to her parents, who were also innkeepers. And just we learn so much more about this world. And these books are high action, also kind of humorous, but also just a lot of fun. Then in the 4th week of August, I'm going to be continuing the Murderbot series. I would like to at least read Fugitive, Telemetry, and Network Effect. Secretly, I'd also like to read System Collapse, but that's possibly, again, delusional. But at least I think Fugitive, Telemetry, and Network Effect, because I have heard, for starters, that you should read them in the opposite order from what they were published, but also that those two are kind of connected. So if you haven't heard about the Murderbot series, where have you been, for starters? This is a series about this security robot who has hacked their governor module so that they can just watch TV all the time, but they do also still have to do their job where they try and protect the humans who consistently do stupid things and make stupid decisions. And it's just super relatable. The tone is really sarcastic and cynical, but also there is kind of these relationships and these bonds that Murderbot does build with different humans. And I just really love the series, so I'm looking forward to continuing that. And then, since we're here, the audiobook for that week I'm going to pick with the TBR machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin on the website. I'm just going to push a button and it's going to make it come up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 2 prompts, and then we'll see whether one of them will apply to one of these books, and then the other one I will try and find an audiobook from the library. So the first prompt is going to be read the book that has been on your TBR the longest. So that would definitely be for one of these, but I don't think I remember which one I got first. I think maybe it was Foe. So I guess we'll put this on the TBR. This one I think is about the situation where this man and this woman have lived kind of in the middle of nowhere. Oh, this is Ian Reid, the same as that other weird book that I had put in the 2nd week. But so this man and this woman live in the middle of nowhere, and then these people turn up and say they have to take her husband away to go to space. I don't know if this is right. But then they replace her husband with like a clone of him or something. I don't know. I've heard mixed things about it, but I know Rachel from The Shades of Orange really liked it, and I'm hoping I will like it too. Okay, so what's the other prompt? I actually got read a self-improvement book. I did recently download some ebooks of self-improvement books that I was interested in reading. Actually, like Kobo emailed me about, and then I thought, oh, were those at the library? And they were, and I got the ebooks, but I don't think they have audiobooks, and I also don't think that I want to read them via audiobook. But I have a few of them on the go. I'll put some of the ones that I downloaded here, and I guess I'll let you know in my wrap up whether I get to any of them. Let's spin another prompt so that we can get an audiobook. Read a book with a beautiful cover. Okay, let me see what I can find. Okay, so we're going to go with Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I actually don't know whether I'm going to like this now. I believe it's about these 2 people who are in hospital and also have some kind of background in game development, and they start forming a relationship and maybe building a game together. Maybe I liked to imagine there was some time travel in it, but is that true? I don't know. But also I've seen some bad reviews of it since I first put it on my TBR, so I don't know if I'll like it. If I don't, I'll probably try and DNF it, but I can get the audiobook, so let's try it. So then we just have the last week of August, and in this one I'm going to also continue some more series because my life is all about series these days. So I'm going to try and get The Wisdom of Crowds by Joe Abercrombie from my new library. I have not signed up to my new library yet because I need proof of address, and most of the things we've gotten so far with proof of address on them are under Jace's name, and so I don't actually have proof of my address yet, but I'm hoping to get it in the next few weeks, and then hopefully I should be able to join the library, and then hopefully I can get The Wisdom of Crowds, which I have seen that they have. So it might not work out, in which case I'll probably just catch up on other things, but that is the last book in the Age of Madness trilogy, so I would like to read it if I can get my hands on it. In the Age of Madness trilogy is the second trilogy in the First Law world. It's kind of a grimdark fantasy series where all our characters are morally grey, and there's a bunch of different kingdoms at war against each other, and everyone does terrible things and doesn't learn the lessons they're supposed to learn. The second trilogy is kind of set in an industrial revolution type setting. I'm really disappointed that there hasn't been enough magic, but I'm just Again, probably delusional, but hopeful that there will be a little bit more magic in that third book. And then the audiobook that I want to read in that last week of August is The Doors of Midnight by R.R. Verdi. So I want to continue that series. I am a little bit confused because I've seen that online, the book and the ebook are listed as having the same number of pages for both the first book and the second book. But the audiobook for the first book is like 41 hours long, and the audiobook for the second book is listed as just being 15 hours long, which doesn't seem right. And I'm wondering if, because that book hasn't been released yet, if the information's going to change once it has been released, because I just can't see it being a 15-hour audiobook. It would be great if it was, because then I would be able to get through it much quicker. But regardless, I'm going to try and read it, because anytime I start a new series now, I'm trying to keep caught up on it as soon as I possibly can. And that would be in that final week. So that will be my reading plans for the month of August. Let me know if you've read any of these, whether you think I'm going to like them, and let me know what exciting things you're going to be reading in August. I think actually by the time I get this video up, we'll be well into August. So let me know how your August reading is going. And do subscribe if you'd like to see more of my bookish videos. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are doing well, and I will see you next time.